Jeff, you know, the world is going mad, isn't it? You look at the amount of money they're paying for this boy, it's just absolutely bonkers.
He looks so comfortable, very, very gifted, just sensational.
He's a top quality player.
He can find gaps and openings that just don't exist.
So I think he's the best midfield player in the world.
To Bruyne! Oh, that is outstanding! Truly brilliant!
The debate for the greatest Premier League midfielder always used to be out of Gerrard, Lampard or Scholes, who all played together during England's so-called Golden Generation, though spoiler alert, they didn't win anything. However, there's now a new name in the conversation and his name is Kevin De Bruyne. People recognise his numerous titles and individual awards which he has won, including the Champions League, 6 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and 5 League Cups. However, fans may not be aware of the many tragic events he has faced throughout his deeply emotional life, such as being abandoned by his foster family, being rejected by Chelsea, and even had his ex-girlfriend cheat on him with his teammate, making his rise to superstardom even more inspirational. But let's go back to where it all began for Kevin. Do you remember playing football in your garden and getting in trouble with your parents for ruining the flowers? Well, that's part of why Kevin De Bruyne is so skilled with his weak foot today. When he was younger, his parents complained about his powerful right foot damaging the garden, so they told him he could only play if he used his left foot. After playing for his local club KVV Drogon for 2 years and being so far ahead of his teammates due to being great with both feet, he moved to KAA Ghent. Kevin was different to everyone else due to being strangely quiet, but a strong character at the same time, and one time to get his point across he refused to let go of the goalpost until he felt he had been understood, and he stayed there late in the night. The coach went on to say he is stubborn like a mule, but I can see now that's what made him so great. In 2005, De Bruyne, aged 14, moved to one of the biggest clubs in Belgium, Genk. After a year of living in a boarding home, Genk made a special arrangement where young players will be hosted by a foster family. However, De Bruyne was socially awkward and had a funny accent. As De Bruyne said, they were the loneliest years I'll ever live. After living for a year, De Bruyne finally felt that things were going smoothly. He was doing great in school and performing well for his team Genk, promising to be back next year as he left his foster parents with a smile on his face. However, when he returned home to his mum, she was crying on the phone. His mother said the words that will shape his whole life. If you've learned something new in this video, a sub to the channel will be of great help and allows me to keep making this kind of content. His mother said the words, "The foster family don't want you there anymore." Kevin asked why. Because of who you are. They said you're too quiet, they can't interact with you. They said you are too difficult. I suppose these experiences either make or break you, and for 15-year-old De Bruyne, they certainly made him. He already had the skill set, but now he also had the mindset to match. I remember the exact moment everything changed. We played on a Friday night. I started on the bench. When I came on in the second half, I just went crazy. Scored 5 goals in one half. After his foster family saw him performing well in the first team, they claimed it was a misunderstanding. De Bruyne said, "Now I'm doing well, and now you want me back?" They brushed him off and carried on scoring for Genk's first team. After showing off his talent in Belgium, he got his big move to Chelsea, where he was managed by Jose Mourinho, and everything seemed to be on the up. However, it didn't quite work out at Chelsea, getting irregular game time by his manager, and when he was played, he couldn't quite find his groove, which he found in Belgium. As if things couldn't get worse for De Bruyne, after having a terrible start to life in England, he discovered that his Belgium teammate Courtois had an affair with his then girlfriend. She then added insult to injury by saying, "Thibaut gave me in that one night what I'd sorely missed for 3 years with Kevin." He had faced rejection before, but this time he was facing it in the public eye. De Bruyne eventually got his revenge on Courtois, which we'll cover later in the video. Rejected by Jose Mourinho despite his reputation as a special one. It is fair to say Mourinho's talent spotting wasn't exactly flawless. After all, he also let go of Mo Salah and Romelu Lukaku during his time at Chelsea. In 2014, De Bruyne moved to Wolfsburg for 22 million euros, regaining his top form. However, tragedy struck when his close friend and teammate Junior Malanda died in a car accident at 20. However, De Bruyne didn't let life defeat him during his tough period. He met his now wife Michelle Lacroix, who provided some stability to his life, and now have 3 children together. I wonder if they have to use their weak foot in the garden. And in his second season at Wolfsburg, he excelled, breaking the Bundesliga assist record with 28 assists, helping Wolfsburg win the DFB Pokal against Dortmund and defeating Bayern 4-1 the league, which was their first defeat in a year. When Pep Guardiola had the chance to sign him for Bayern, he passed, knowing Manchester City was keen, the team which he had agreed to join the following year. In 2015, De Bruyne signed for Manchester City for £55 million, which was the second most expensive signing at the time behind Angel Di Maria's move to Manchester United, and the English media were quick to shoot De Bruyne down.
My goodness, Jeff, you know, the world is going mad, isn't it? You look at the amount of money they're paying for this boy, it's just absolutely bonkers.
Despite doubts that he would succeed in England, Kevin De Bruyne and Manchester City silenced the critics by dominating the league, becoming the first team to reach 100 points in the 2017-18 season and winning the domestic quadruple the following year. However, they couldn't do it in Europe, with City being knocked out by teams like Lyon, Monaco, Liverpool and Tottenham. In the 2020-21 season, De Bruyne helped City reach their first ever Champions League final, but was forced to be subbed off in the biggest game of his career after colliding with Rudiger in the final and picking up a nasty head injury. Manchester City then went on to lose 1-0 to a Kai Havertz goal. 2 years later, in the Champions League semi-final, Manchester City faced Real Madrid, where De Bruyne scored a vital goal at the Santiago Bernabeu. And who did he score past? None other than Thibaut Courtois. With De Bruyne's ex-girlfriend in the stands, it couldn't get any better, taking City to another Champions League final, now aged 32, wondering if this will be his last shot at the famous trophy. City started off well, however 36 minutes into the game, disaster struck again when his hamstring went and he had to come off. City fans were getting flashbacks from that night in Porto, where they failed to finish off the job without their star man, but thanks to Rodri's goal in the 68th minute, Manchester City managed to secure the victory. After all the challenges and setbacks he'd faced, he finally got his hands on Europe's most prestigious trophy. If you made it to the end of the video, drop a comment and let us know if you think Kevin De Bruyne is the greatest midfielder the Premier League has ever seen. If you enjoyed this video, check out another one, and as always, see you in the next one.